What's up, everybody? Welcome to a very special episode of Crossplay, our video game podcast here at the Whatnauts. It is Saturday, June 19th. This is episode 76. And coming up on today's show, we're talking all about Microsoft/Bethesda conference and the Square Enix conference. We're joined by a very special guest today. My name is Gino Viteri, and I am joined by Ignacio Rojas. What's up, Ignacio? How you doing? Doing good?
I'm doing
Sounds
good.
Great. Kyle, how are you feeling, Kyle?
Wonderful. Nice shirt.
Beautiful. Oh, yeah, we're matching. We're kind of matching.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit darker because also I'm a little bit darker skinned, than you.
Right. And I'm
So I need
pale
the
and
darker shirt.
pasty, so I have the
exactly.
pale and pasty version, right? Yeah.
Exactly,
Cool,
exactly.
cool.
Ignacio, I feel like I didn't say hi to you, right? So I feel a little bit better.
It's
Let's
okay.
go back to
I'm
it.
accustomed to that
Okay.
hospitality for me.
That's fine. All right, doesn't matter. Our special guest here is Mick Abramson. Am I saying it right? Abramson?
Yeah, that's right.
Mick
You nailed
Abramson, Nano Biologist from
Hello.
Nanosecond News on TikTok over there. Doing great work over there with those TikToks.
Well,
How you
thank you.
doing, Mick? How you
Mick,
doing?
All
welcome
right, just been
back.
keeping busy. I know.
Yeah,
It's good to be
right.
back.
Yeah.
It's been a
Yeah.
while.
So I have to confess. I think I had mispronounced your name for the entirety that you were on the show.
Really?
And I
don't
think
think
I
you
did because
did.
How'd you
I
pronounce
already
it?
called you out.
Yeah.
I did Abrahamson.
That's also
I
right.
emphasized. Well, if they're both right, then what is going on here?
Wait,
It's
wait,
almost like you don't
clicked-
care how it's pronounced.
It just clicked for
Abrahamson,
me.
Abrahamson.
Abraham.
It just good
Okay,
for me.
okay.
Does it have anything to do with Abraham?
I mean, kind of. I'm Jewish,
Yeah, that's just good.
Abraham.
To
so
me.
in a
son.
way, yes.
Yeah.
There you
Mick
go.
Abramson.
Very good.
Abramson.
Hi, that's me.
Welcome back on the show. It's good to have
Thank you.
back.
Good to be
here.
back.
If you guys didn't know, Mick was one of the creators here of Crossplay. He helped us launch the show and get it off the ground before saying "Sayonara, suckers! I'm gonna go do my own thing," which you have been. You've been doing all sorts of neat stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool, cool.
Yeah.
Been producing all my own content lately, like on TikTok. Been embracing the TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and
Yeah,
it's
let's-
been a lot of fun.
Let's hear a little bit
Challenging, but a
more
lot of
about
fun.
that. Let's hear a little bit more about that, Mick. If whoever doesn't know, what is it that you're doing now exactly?
So, you see, TikTok is basically the new way that everybody's consuming content, and YouTube
Very true,
Shorts. It's quick, less than 60-second content. It's in your face and it's out. And I'm trying to make that a way for gaming news. I produce gaming news whenever it hits. I make a quick video about it, and I put it up on TikTok quickly. I put reviews in that way as well. Nanosecond reviews, where it's less than 60-second review about the pros and cons of a game, why I liked it, overall thoughts, and just put it out there. And it's just a lot of fun just getting that content out there, producing it quickly,
Mhm.
keeping it high effort, but also making it seem low effort too.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, no, it's good little. It's a good little way to release news to people that otherwise wouldn't consume
Absolutely.
it. So that's great. Yeah, TikTok's huge. TikTok's taken over the world, to be honest with you. And
No kidding.
I haven't gotten that bug of TikTok yet. But I
Don't.
have
I
like
made
my
one
It's a
girlfriend
curse.
over there.
literally this week.
What?
I made
You
one
downloaded it?
literally this
God,
week.
Kyle, you're
I've
so-
liked like 2 videos and I haven't opened it since. So,
Keep
I'm
it that
such an
way.
old man.
slowly.
When you start actually watching it, you will not be able to close it.
Yeah, because you
There you
just
go.
keep going. You just go to.
I'll be laying in bed. I'll get in the bed like around 11 p.m.
Mhm.
Look at the clock, what feels like 5 minutes later, and it's 2 a.m.
Ugh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially when you get that algorithm going. It would be
Yeah.
just
Oh, yeah,
things
once it's
here
your own
ready for
thing.
you.
When your For You page is just narrowed down to a fine point, you cannot get off the app.
That's crazy
There
how
you
they
go.
do that, man. That's crazy how they do that. But anyway, we're not here for TikTok. We are here for.
Oh, wait, we're
Are you sure
not?
about that?
No, we're not.
Oh, man.
Believe it or not. Believe it or not. See you, Ignacio. We are here for Xbox/Bethesda showcase and the Square Enix showcase. So before we get into every single thing, not every single thing, but the most important things that they showed at these conferences, I just want to get everyone's general opinion on it. So we'll start with Ignacio. What did you think of the Xbox/Bethesda showcase?
I think they had a strong showcase. They, of course, a big amount of those were, if not exclusive, they were launch exclusive or they were on Game Pass, which of course is a huge thing for them. But I think that Microsoft usually has a strong showing at E3. They usually do bring a lot of games, and it's always like announcement just after announcement after announcement. Yeah. We'll see what that actually translates into in the future, the rest of the year, and then up to what the next E3 is. But I think it was a good showing.
That's great. That's great. What about you, Kyle?
Yeah, I loved it. I thought this was Microsoft's best E3 yet. Not everything was for me, but it was paced incredibly well, and there was never a dull moment. There was always something. I was like, oh, that looks neat. Oh, look at that thing. That looks cool. So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot.
Nice,
2 thumbs up.
What about you, Mick?
It made me the most confident ever to be an Xbox fan. I felt very confident that Xbox and Phil Spencer know what they're doing. Everything is actually paying off now with all of his hard work since the debacle of the Xbox One launch. And knowing that we have a strong lineup starting in August, maybe even like July, late June, of awesome content coming from Xbox more and more frequently, it just makes me be excited to subscribe to Game Pass.
Yeah.
30
because
games
that value
they announced,
is only getting better and better.
27 of them on Game Pass. Day one.
Yeah, day one.
Yeah, well,
amazing.
It's funny because I saw, I forgot who said this on Twitter, but they went to GameStop to get an Xbox, and there was a lot, because GameStop, I think at one point this week, they had Xbox, the Series S and X in store, and people were in line for it. And everyone that was in line for it said because of that conference, they went to go get the Xbox.
I've seen more sentiment about that on Twitter, in the Twitch chat for different streamers. Everybody just saying, I didn't want an Xbox before, but now I do. And people also saying, I'm still not sure yet. I still want to wait for this game to come out. And that's the thing about Xbox is every game that they showed as well coming to Game Pass is also coming to cloud streaming. And all you need is a Game Pass Ultimate sub to access that on your phone, soon on your PC as well. Even on an Xbox One, they're adding cloud streaming to that, so you can play Series X and S games. So there really is no real excuse to not have Game Pass and trying out these games.
Yeah. They really showed at this conference just what a freaking deal it is to have Game Pass. Because there's games that I was excited for already, and I was like, yeah, I'm definitely gonna buy it. And then you find out, oh, it's coming to Game Pass. Like Back 4 Blood being one of those that I was absolutely gonna get once it was revealed, and then now it's coming to Game Pass. That kind of the way they're releasing banger after banger for Game Pass specifically, just really there's no reason to not have it. If you play games, you should have Game Pass. And that's what they showed here at this conference. I personally thought it was freaking incredible. A lot of people were saying online for Nintendo to save E3, but I didn't need it needed saving. I didn't think it needed saving. I think Microsoft did just as well. Even if it was just them, that would have been incredible already. But they really, the way they worked with Bethesda as well, because Bethesda was another showcase that people always look forward to, or I guess just me in general. I look forward to it because of the quality of games that they have. And granted, they haven't had that much lately, but for them to show up here with Xbox and in unison, not just separated anymore. They weren't like two separate showcases put together. It was all together because who was it that came out? I forget, what's his name? I forget. Pete Hines that came out first, right? And then I guess we could just go straight into it now with
before we go in, like that was the conference's strongest thing, was showing that Bethesda is Xbox now. The one big piece of information from this conference is Bethesda is not coming anywhere else anymore. Except for only the deals that are still out there. If you want to play a Bethesda game, you got to get an Xbox or subscribe to Game Pass.
or RBC.
Or,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
PC on Game Pass.
Yeah, and that's what they showed here at the showcase. So Pete Hines walked out at the beginning of the showcase, and they revealed. We'll just go into it now. And right now, they didn't reveal, but they showed Starfield once again with a cinematic trailer.
I mean, it was kind of a reveal.
Engine?
Like we hadn't really seen anything.
We've seen
Beyond the logo, yeah.
Yeah, the logo.
Yeah.
They revealed the logo, but now they showed us I think this was an in-engine trailer, correct?
It was.
An in-engine trailer, and with a release date, surprisingly, of I believe November 11th, 2022.
11 years after Skyrim.
11 years after Skyrim. Interesting. So, Mick, are you excited for this?
Yeah, I mean, I like Bethesda games. I like Bethesda Game Studios games, and this game, it looks very pretty if they keep up this in-engine work.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it sounds like they're very confident already by having a November 11th release date already, over a year out. I doubt they're going to hit that game because pandemic is still going on. There's this whole other strain going around now in England coming over to the US.
Mm-hmm.
So I doubt they'll hit it, but if they're confident about it, then that makes me feel more confident about it. And I can't wait to see gameplay next year.
It's interesting because Bethesda usually announces their games with a release date a few months out, like they did with Fallout more recently. So for them to have a release date for Starfield more than a year later, that's interesting for them to do. So I'm confident that they could hit it, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't. But it is exciting to. Now, obviously, we got sort of what it's gonna be like, but I still have no idea what this is going to be like. Ignacio, how do you feel about it being only exclusive now, fully confirmed?
Of course, I mainly play on PlayStation. For Starfield, I think that I do not enjoy playing much on PC. I'm not a PC gamer, but for Starfield, I think that I would play it. But yeah, of course, it sucks. And also knowing that it got announced 2 years ago, and so chances are it must have been worked on for PlayStation 2, since it would have been before the deal. This means that
you mean PlayStation
Microsoft came in.
I'm just kidding.
A PlayStation, but this means that Microsoft came and killed it. They came into Bethesda and told them, hey, do not put it on PlayStation. And that's like, I mean, it also goes against what Phil Spencer said when the deal happened. But I do get it. It is, on one side, I'm a fan, and it sucks for that. But I do understand it is business. If they bought it for that.
That's because Game Pass is going on PlayStation. Plain simple, I'm telling you right now.
How? No. What makes this? But
Did this not convince you to get a Series S, though?
No, because I could very easily play it on my PC.
Okay.
That's true, yeah.
What about you,
Kat? I'm excited for this game too. Again, they didn't show enough of what gameplay would look like since it's still a ways away. But yeah, I like the Fallout like formula. I'm a big fan of sci-fi, so I'm excited to see what this game actually is.
Yeah.
I wonder how close it will be to the Outer Worlds. Since the Outer Worlds, what it did was take the Fallout formula and take it to space.
This one seems a little more self-serious, though, rather than
since we do not know anything.
Yeah,
we do not know anything. So can you make that judgment?
It definitely feels like that's the weird thing about having Bethesda and Obsidian under the same roof now, and Obsidian worked on Fallout before, made a little bit more wackier Fallout game with New Vegas, and this just feels like the more serious, true RPG in space. While Outer Worlds is here is the wacky things we can come up with in this futuristic society where capitalism is post-stage going crazy.
Yeah.
While Fallout's going to focus on here's space exploration and the horrors of that and what humanity is dealing with.
Yeah. Yeah,
so they could
Starfield
easily tell
seemed a
two
little
different
bit-
stories.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Starfield seemed a little bit more serious of itself.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also a little bit lighthearted as well. I don't know. It's weird.
How are
I
you
guess
getting any of this? We haven't seen anything.
Based on the trailer,
they were
they
talking,
were
yeah, the way
showing
they were
it,
talking.
the
Yeah.
way they
Okay.
were talking about it. Yeah,
It's
all
also-
of that stuff.
It's also knowing Bethesda's history about what they made
Yeah.
before.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah, so.
That's true. Up next on the alphabet after Starfield is Stalker 2, out April 2022, and it will be a day one Game Pass game. So this game, I have no history with Stalker, but looking at it, this game looked freaking beautiful. It looked actually really nice. But it's pretty scary, so I don't think I'm gonna skip on that one. Anybody here excited for that one? Stalker 2?
I'm more interested. I'm a similar way. Like I didn't even know Stalker 1 existed. Like I
Like that was
don't
a
know what this
mid-2000s
game is.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just PC,
I
I
have no
think.
I
idea.
don't know if it was mid-2000, but I had heard the name.
Yeah,
It was
but
just a
like
PC
this-
game.
It looks neat, and I think this was
Mhm.
one of the better showing games in their conference. It looked great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, it looked really
Interested to
good. It looked
see
really good.
what it is.
But definitely, it's good since it's a Game Pass game. I'm like, all right, I'll try it. Then,
Yeah.
I guess you know,
Absolutely.
Exactly.
so, because it looks cool. So that's great to that freaking Game Pass, dude. Am I right? Freaking Game Pass. So Stalker 2 out April 2022. And then up next here we got Sea of Thieves is getting free Pirates of the Caribbean crossover content. By the time you hear this, it's already out. So we're all
Yeah.
enjoying it at this point. Mick, you're hopping
What-
into that?
What a match made in heaven.
Right? That was so crazy.
This feels crazy because when Sea of Thieves was first shown off, it kind of fell flat, but it was still very fun if you had a full group together to sail.
Yeah.
And then they just kept on adding more and more and more and more content. Now to the point where they're making deals with Disney to make an all new story just for the game.
That's awesome.
I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
so tempted just to get back into Sea of Thieves and try it out because it is a story DLC, and they have a lot more story content I haven't played since
Mhm.
launch. So there's gonna be a
Yeah.
whole swath of new content to play.
What I'm worried about is I've played Sea of Thieves very lightly,
Mhm.
but I do want to hop into this Pirates of the Caribbean stuff. Can I hop
me too.
into it just to play the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff, or do I
Well-
have to? You know what I mean?
You should be able to because that was the whole point of Sea of Thieves. You're not getting upgrades; you're getting cosmetic changes,
Yeah.
But
and there should be no barriers to it. And that'd be weird that they would add any barriers for people wanting to try this out because Pirates of the Caribbean is a very drawing factor
Oh, it
Yeah.
is.
for
Yeah.
people who've been sitting on the side thinking, oh, Sea of Thieves, cool. Definitely not going to try that out. But now they have a whole Disney tie-in. They're going to try and go into it, and putting any barriers would be stupid.
yeah, hopefully it is just as easy as going in and
Mhm.
taking the pirates story part of it and not having to go through the story of Sea of Thieves and
Yeah.
having to get to a certain point to unlock it.
Yeah. I assume it'll be that way.
Mhm.
Is this Johnny Depp?
No.
It sounds like the voice actor from Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I see.
God, no. No way.
Can you imagine? It's Johnny Depp.
No.
Kingdom Hearts Sea of Thieves crossover right here.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Oh, maybe who knows? You know, freaking
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts.
I
on
mean,
Game
it's
Pass
it's
now,
it's
so
it's a like a sneaky back door in there. It's like, who are you? I'm what's his name? Captain what's his butt? And I know Sora. And they're like, who's Sora? And they're like, let me introduce you.
okay, Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, Jack Sparrow. That's
So
his name.
yeah, I'm definitely. Oh, by the time you hear this, I've definitely hopped into this, and I'm enjoying it. To be honest with you,
Oh.
Jack Sparrow's real cool.
Watch
Meeting him
hate
was
this.
pretty incredible, and I'm having a lot of fun with it, with playing with some friends. So
Oh,
so there you
bold
go.
prediction.
definitely.
But you play it when it comes.
I'm not gonna play it. Up next, what we got here: Contraband, a co-op smuggling game from Avalanche, which is literally the only information we got from it, with a small little cinematic trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
it looked like something like Uncharted. I thought this was Indiana Jones when it first started.
I think a lot of people did.
It has that sort of vibe. Kyle, what are you thinking? Are you excited from the trailer?
I'm definitely interested, especially since they describe it as a smuggling game. Like, what does that mean exactly? I'm not a big fan of like online co-op stuff, so that's turning me off a little bit. But I've also never really gotten into Avalanche's games, but I know that they have really, really good tech for like weather systems and stuff like that. So I think, yeah, if this is something where you get a mission to smuggle something outside of this thing and you have to battle people and players and weather and this and that, like I think that could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any interest from this trailer, Mick?
Yeah, I'm always willing to try out a game that's going to be on Game Pass. But the bigger thing to me is Xbox has said that they're going to be acquiring more studios. Avalanche feels like one that could easily be picked up because they are still an independent studio that mostly works with Square Enix. So could this be a test bed for a new second party studio for them that they're going to rely on for exclusives? Is this just a one-off game because Avalanche needs a new game in their lineup and have fun games? Just Cause is a very fun game. Doesn't tell much of a story, but it's always fun just to fly around with the grappling hook, sticking rockets and bombs at things.
Yeah.
And seeing that for Xbox is interesting.
Yeah.
Contraband. What do you think, Ignacio?
No, am I right in thinking that there's an Avalanche and then there's also an Avalanche studio?
I was confused about that. Which one's one of them's making Harry Potter? No, is that Avalanche Studio?
Oh,
no,
are there two?
Yeah.
Who's making that Harry
Studio
Potter?
Avalanche Software and Avalanche Studio.
Avalanche Software, that was it. Avalanche
really
Studio.
confusing.
Which one is this?
Just Cause.
This is the one that's not making Harry Potter, I think.
Yeah, this is Avalanche Studio. Avalanche Software was the Warner Brothers one.
So they're the one that's making Harry Potter.
Yeah,
So I was like, I thought these guys were making Harry Potter, but no, that was just like, okay.
Yeah, this is Avalanche
The
Studio,
other
the people
one.
that made the
Smuggling things out of Hogwarts, right? That would be a
Or
fun
that,
game.
Yeah.
Crossover Avalanche game.
playing as Fred and George.
Yeah.
That would be actually awesome.
That would be
Just
great.
Fred now.
That would be great.
Spoilers.
But yeah, other than that, the cinematic trailer, we didn't really get much info. Just a co-op smuggling game that looks a little bit Indiana Jones-ish. So we'll see more about that later on. Up next, I know this is near and dear to Kyle's heart, as he has put this on his fantasy draft for like 3 years. 12 minutes finally arrives this August.
Finally happening, boys! Here
So
we
you
go.
don't have to take it.
looks
You don't
so
have to take
good.
it out. Yeah. It does look great.
Yeah,
It looks awesome.
I'm so excited for this one. I've been waiting for this one for a long time. I love time travel and time loops and all that stuff. So this is right up my alley. I'm so stoked.
In August, so really close too. Just 2 months
Yeah.
out. 2 months out, finally.
August 19th to be exact. Yeah.
August 19th.
Day one
Exactly
Game
2 months
Pass.
out by the time we're recording. And it's on Game Pass, yeah. Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude. Oh my gosh. I think
Did you
all
watch the
games-
trailer from? It was in what was it? Tribeca Festival Showcase, where they had a whole trailer
Yeah.
about
Did,
voice
yes.
acting.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I did see that.
That was a great trailer, talking like having James McAvoy and Daisy really talk in depth about how they had to change the way they did voice acting because there is no facial animation.
Yeah.
They had to put more emotion in their voices. And just knowing that they put that much more effort into
Interesting.
this
Yeah.
makes it so much more exciting.
Yeah, I'm very I feel like we've seen multiple trailers of this game, but I still feel like I don't know anything about it. So I'm so interested in knowing. Like all I know is the time loop and all that stuff. But
12-minute time loop. I think your wife murdered someone or something, and you just have to like.
She's accused of murdering her dad, and that's when the cop shows up
and kills you. And so then that restarts
something
the
goes
loop.
wrong.
And each time you learn something new. So I think the point
God,
is
that
you
just
don't
sounds
know
so cool.
much
Yeah,
you don't know
sounds so
you
cool.
don't know what is happening, and you have to figure it out. So
Mhm. I'm excited to see that. 12 minutes. Anything of interest from there for you, Ignacio?
I think it is a good idea. I love these time loop kinds of stories, but we'll see when it comes to you if I play it or not.
Oh, it's gonna be on Game Pass. So you could try it. It doesn't
Uh-huh.
hurt, Ignacio. It doesn't hurt to try it.
No,
You have Game Pass, right? Oh my gosh.
right now, yeah.
Oh, why you're gonna delete it?
No, I got it for the month.
Jump Ships Somerville is a sci-fi adventure about the little things. This was also announced. I forgot about this. There was just
Yeah, me
so
too.
many things that happened at this conference that some things just left my mind. And this one, now that I'm looking at the trailer again, as I'm looking at it, it does look really cool.
here's what's interesting about this one.
Mhm.
A lot of people were like, "Hey, this looks like Limbo or Inside or
Yes.
stuff like that."
Yeah.
It's because it was made by one of the creators of those games. He left and started his own studio, and this is his new thing.
Mhm.
I don't know what the studio is called off the top of my head. I think Jump Ship. Yes,
Jump
you
Ship,
have it
yeah.
written down here in the notes. But yeah, I'm excited for that, and it looks like there's been
Yeah.
like an alien invasion, right? And your family slept.
Yeah,
through
it's you
it,
and your
you're-
family too. It's not
It
just
feels
one
like-
person, but it's you and your family. Yeah.
It feels like War of the
Yeah.
Worlds, the video game,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
which is really exciting.
100%. Yeah, it looks really cool. It's cool. This is like, I love these kinds of games, like Little Nightmares, Inside, Limbo, that kind of stuff.
Little Nightmares, so good.
Little Nightmares. Little Nightmares 2 on my list for Game of the Year, to be honest with
Same.
you. So seeing this was, now that I'm looking at it again, I can't believe I forgot about this. But yeah, this is definitely on my radar. And worth a try because it's on Game Pass. Right, Ignacio?
Mhm.
Right?
Sure.
Cool. So Somerville. So was there a release date for this? I don't think there was any sort of release. No.
I don't
I'm
remember.
looking
I
at
believe
this
their
now. I
Twitter-
don't think there. It just said coming next year, so 2022.
Okay.
But I
Still,
guess
years better than nothing.
yeah,
Better
better
than
not
nothing, yeah.
knowing anything. So I know you said you're excited for this, Mick. Psychonauts 2 coming August
Yes.
25, getting a new game.
Finally got a date.
How you feeling?
Finally got a date after years of in development, and seeing the random uploads of their development journals and them talking about how they were developing this. Started off as a game that was funded on Fig as
Yeah.
well. So it's not exclusive, but I can't wait for a platformer collectathon. And it looks like they made a platformer collectathon feel modern
Mhm.
in all the best ways based off what they showed during this conference and the extended conference. And Psychonauts 1 is a super underrated game. And if you have Game Pass, download and play it because it still really holds up.
Interesting.
Wait, so it isn't exclusive?
No,
No.
it was been in development well before they were acquired by Xbox.
Mm.
And again, it was funded on Fig,
Yeah,
and they offered different deals for different incentives for different platforms. So
that makes sense.
it's going to be
I don't know
double
why
fine.
I thought it was gonna be exclusive.
It's not exclusive, but they did say that because of Xbox's funding, they were able to add back in content that they cut. So it's going to be bigger and
yeah.
better than what they were originally going to release.
Mhm.
That's cool.
That also led to a delay, but hey, a delay to add even more content is a delay I'll gladly take.
Yeah, delays only make games better. So
Mm-hmm.
you know that though. And that is coming August 25th, so 2 months out. Very exciting. And coming, what is it coming to, Ignacio? Just want to know if you're paying attention. Coming to
I'm
Game
guessing
Pass, my
everything-
friend. Coming to Game Pass. Coming to
right.
Game Pass.
It's also
okay.
coming to other platforms, I guess.
Okay. Now we're going into this was at sort of the middle of the conference, of the Xbox conference. They were like, all right, let's slow down, but let's not slow down. Let's freaking go hard. They showed off more Halo Infinite. And my gripe here, first of all, I'm very excited for Halo. Extremely excited for Halo. Halo's like, who doesn't love Halo, right? Who doesn't love Halo? But why are you gonna show a release date for Starfield and not
Ooh,
one
yeah.
for Halo, which was supposed to come
Yeah.
out like 2 years ago. So what's the deal here?
It'll be out in November. I guarantee
Will
you
it?
that.
Will it?
I don't think November.
November, they want it out this holiday season. November is the 20th anniversary of the franchise. I think they are waiting for Call of Duty or something else in that same space to be like, well, what is your
Never
date?
thought of that.
We might play some chess
Mhm.
here.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think they're capable of announcing a release date right now, but they want to play it a little bit closer to the chest.
You know what
Mhm.
I think they're waiting for, Kyle? Because I feel Halo has nothing to fear with Call of Duty. Like that's like Halo is its own
be
thing.
honest,
You
yeah.
know, so they don't have to.
Is
But what
it?
I think, no, obviously, what I think they wanted to see was they wanted to dip their foot in the water
Mhm.
to see what the audience reaction was.
That too,
Because they did this last year. They said holiday 2020. But the audience reaction was
Well, no, they
severely
said
negative.
launching with the Series
Yeah.
X.
Oh yeah,
and S.
that they said that launching with the Series X, but I don't think we had a release date for those at the
No.
time. So, but we knew those were coming the holiday of 2020. So they said that, but then the audience reception was severely negative. So then that's when they pushed it back indefinitely. They didn't have a release date.
Mhm.
So I think now they're trying to gauge the interest of this is how I would feel like guys, let's not,
not
say a
wrong, yeah.
release date so we could see if everyone's enjoying what we're showing, and then we'll give them the release date. So that way we know we don't need to keep working on it or polish it, or we'll obviously keep polishing it.
But
We don't need to change course
didn't-
anymore. You know?
But they didn't show anything, really. They showed
Nothing
that
of
showed
the campaign, but they showed multiplayer, and if multiplayer is running on the same engine as the campaign,
yeah, but I
did
I
show a
guess the
little
problem
teaser
people had
for the
was
story.
with the
Yeah.
it was
So-
a teaser for the story, but
So the
much.
big kicker here is that the multiplayer they announced is going to be
That's why
free to
it's a
play.
teaser.
And it's
well, we knew
they
that
also said,
as well.
Yeah, we knew.
oh, we knew it was gonna be free to play. I don't
Yeah.
remember. Okay, so we knew it was gonna be free to play. They said the campaign and multiplayer are gonna come out the same day, is what they
Mhm.
said. But they showed a lot of multiplayer here. They went into in depth the way the multiplayer is on the extended showcase for for the Xbox, and what else? And then they just said it's coming out this holiday.
They also said
Uh,
that the battle pass, because there will be battle passes,
Yeah,
is going to be just like the Master Chief Collection, where you can buy any battle pass you want. It doesn't have to be the one that's current. You can
yeah.
apply your experience or upgrades to any battle pass you want.
Mhm.
So no battle pass expires. You can keep on buying them, get those upgrades. And they said also, I believe, no loot boxes.
Right.
You'll be able to
believe they
buy
did. They
either
said-
cosmetics, or they'll all be unlockable through the battle pass and just playing the game.
Yeah, they're doing all the right things. Is what
Mhm.
is what they're doing. Everything that they're showing, good. This is right. This is how you do it. This is how you should do it.
Yeah.
And this is how other free to play multiplayer games should do it. The way they're
Yeah.
showing that they're gonna do it. So,
Not only that, though, they
Mhm.
they stuck to their guns and showed what makes Halo exactly that. Like, capture
Yeah.
the flag. They were just like, yeah, let's end on a fucking shot of capture the flag that is just like it
And
looks
it was
so
so
good.
hype. It
Yeah, I was
feels,
like, oh
it
man, I
looks
missed
like
this game.
Halo 3 and Reach multiplayer, which is the best Halo Halo
that's
5,
when it was
people
at
say.
its prime. Yeah, at its prime.
But Halo 3 is what most people remember playing.
So
And-
I sorry, make it go.
And going on about why they didn't announce the release date, Jeff Grubb did say later on that they only didn't because they want to focus on making the game, and making E3 trailers is still resource intensive. They just want to focus on it, and when they are ready to announce it, they will. They just don't want to say anything because they don't want to have any other fiasco like last time. If they need to push it, it's easier to push a window slightly than changing the release date again.
Yeah.
But it felt like the multiplayer team was very confident about what they wanted to show, and if it's running on this, it's going to be running on the same engine as the campaign. And that Halo show, that multiplayer showing was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It looks
It looked
modern
good.
Halo.
Yeah, it looks great. Very excited. Very excited.
So I have a question. Mick, did you play 4 and 5?
Yeah, I did.
Is the multiplayer? Did the multiplayer change at all,
In
or is it
4,
has it
got a
always
little bit-
been the same quality?
It did change. 4 was pretty low because they added loadouts to it and resource packs where you're like slowly upgrading to call in weapons as you were playing. 5 went back to you just having a standard start out like all the other past Halos, but it was much faster paced. It had dashing, it had vaulting, it had a ground pound. So it was
People
more
really
for the-
liked
they made it
5.
for the faster
For
MLG
multiplayer.
scene.
Mm. And so we've only again we only saw like a cinematic for the story, but what we most saw was the multiplayer. Do you think that have you seen anything that tells you we will not this will not be another 4 and 5 situation? Is there anything that tells you no, this is Halo going back to now? Halo is gonna be great. Halo is gonna be what people talk about.
I think the biggest thing about 4 and 5 was it was trying to make the story too big. It was making it bigger, trying to bring in much more lore from the books into the story. When 1, 2, and 3 were just Master Chief and Cortana against the world. And this feels like it's going back to that relationship. It's not bringing Locke back in when Master Chief's trying to find Cortana. It's Master Chief and this new AI trying to find Cortana somehow, which is really exciting. It makes me feel like the story, the campaign itself, is going back to its roots.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay.
Yeah, the campaign looks freaking like from what we've seen of it, it
Mhm.
definitely looks true to form, which is exciting to see. I'm definitely hopping on this. Ignacio, where's it coming to?
I believe PlayStation. Right?
We're sticking to this. We are advertising
Why do
Game
you
Pass,
keep
my friend.
asking me?
We are advertising Game Pass. Coming to
I
Game Pass,
didn't
but
know they were
obviously
paying you.
this is
Yeah.
going to be free to play either way. So I assume you don't
Yeah.
need Game Pass to play this. I would assume, right? It's just its own download.
No. Also because multiplayer is now free, right? On Xbox.
Free to play.
For
yeah.
free to
They
play
probably-
games, for free to play games is free.
Yeah,
So-
I mean they changed the gold model, so you don't need gold to play online, even with free games.
Nice.
What,
So you
do-
can just download and play.
But do you not need gold to play, say, Call of Duty multiplayer?
No, I changed it.
I thought it was only free to play.
Warzone. No.
But Warzone is a
If
free
you
to
play
play
Call
game.
of Duty multiplayer, yes.
Mhm.
That's
Okay.
so
Free
interesting.
to play games do not require gold
No, it
anymore.
is the same with PlayStation.
I see.
Yeah, they finally made it so it matches PlayStation's model.
Yeah, it isn't that they just said no multiplayer.
I see.
You don't have to pay for it.
So this brings up a question that you might have a little bit of knowledge on, Mick, or that you
Mhm.
might be able to answer. Since the multiplayer is free, the campaign is still coming to Game Pass, obviously.
Yeah.
But this being sold on its own, will it just be the campaign with the multiplayer in there? And will this be charged as a full price game? Even though you could get the multiplayer free?
I assume so.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what will be included in the packaging because they have had co-op modes in the past with Fireteam. That might be
Mhm.
making a return. We don't know. And this is more going to be a living game, they've said, where the story is going to tell a story, but they are going to be adding more to it throughout the years. It's going to be DLC for it, adding new areas, new things to do in the game, which is going to be interesting to see. So I think they will sell it full price, but they aren't going to talk about that because they're just pushing Game Pass. Why do they need to talk about
Yeah.
pricing
That's
when
true.
they can say, yes, you can buy it for $60, $70, or you can pay $10 and download it right now on your Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And get many more games.
It just made me wonder because half of the game will probably be just free.
Yeah, the only time we hear about pricing on the Series X and S is from third-party games. We have never heard them talk about pricing for a game in years.
That's true. Yeah, they've never had that argument because they have Game Pass. So any closing thoughts on Halo? One of the biggest shows, one of the biggest showings in that conference.
Still think that we shall see if the game ends up being what people are getting hyped for.
I agree.
Yeah.
True. Yeah.
Yeah, seeing it is different than playing it. 100%.
Yeah.
So,
but seeing multiplayer made me feel more confident about it.
Yeah. No, that multiplayer trailer that they showed too, and at the actual conference looked freaking awesome. Just so it looked so much like Halo, but it looked new too, which is just what everyone's saying, which is exciting to see. So I'm definitely excited for that. What do we have up next? Oh my god, guys. I'm so excited for A Plague Tale Requiem returning in 2022. Also coming to Game Pass, but also just multi-platform. I played this game, A Plague Tale Innocence, about 2 years ago when it was released. Forgot when it came out, but this is an absolute hidden gem. I feel like not enough people talk about A Plague Tale Innocence. I feel like way more people should. I feel like it should be regarded just as well as most AAA games that we talk about now. It's so good. The story is so incredible. It's so engaging. That game just deserves more eyes on it. And it's on Game Pass and people could try it. And then now that we're getting that upgrade, I hope people hop into it, which I definitely will, to see what to play that upgrade. And I did not expect a second one, although there was talk of it. There was just talk of it though. There was only like, we're probably making a second one. But then seeing this here at the Microsoft conference, this was my game of the show because it was my biggest surprise. I did not expect it to show up at all. Yeah, I literally saw the rats and I was like, fucking yes, dude! A Plague Tale Requiem. Oh my god!
I saw the rats and I mean,
yeah. So did any of you guys play Innocence?
Nope.
Nobody.
I played the demo.
You've had it downloaded for so long. Oh, it's definitely worth a try, Mick.
It's on Game Pass. You guys can go play.
I'm not waiting for the Series X version to come out.
Yeah, do that. Exactly.
It's gonna be on Smart Delivery, so I'm waiting now for that to come out so I can play the best version.
Yeah,
and that's coming out very soon too.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it. I think what did the extended showcase? I have it right here actually. Let me look at it. Right here, Plague Tale Innocence, July 6th.
Yeah, that's very soon. So
real soon.
Update is on
what's
July
2
6th.
weeks at this point?
Now I gotta get me a Series S or X or something.
It is on Game Pass on PC.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Sure is. Yep.
Yeah, it's on
but
there.
Not all Game Pass games are on PC Game Pass.
Yeah, no, I'm checking it.
This one is
PC.
Yeah. When you look at all games on the list, it's the first one. I don't know why.
And it sucks that not every Game Pass game is on PC Game Pass.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But oh my god, this game and sometimes I get a little bit angry. Because people don't talk about it. I hear people talking about the Microsoft conference and then nobody mentions A Plague Tale Requiem. And I want to give this time, so I'm just going to talk about it for a little bit longer, to give it some of the time that it deserves. I tweeted.
Let me ask you this, Gino.
Yes.
Before you mention
Ask
that,
me a
I played the
question.
demo, and I liked what I played. It seemed like simple stealth. It seemed like there was going to be some action. I've heard good things with the story. What are you hoping that they improve on with this one?
What am I? Because the thing is, I enjoyed it because of what it was, right? Like you said, it's a simple stealth game. There's combat that isn't really. It's not really a combat oriented game. It's more because the person that you're playing as isn't a fighter or anything. It's just it's a little girl. She's a teenage girl, defending herself from what she needs to defend herself from. There is puzzles that you need to figure out. Obviously, this is a plague tale, so it's about the plague of, when the rats and all that stuff, whatever.
Yeah.
So the story is what grasped me in that game. I think it's what there's a moment in that game that no other game has done for me, not even The Last of Us, where it was just like an open mouth wow, like this is truly, truly emotional. And
cool.
It puts you in that, not through a cutscene, but through the gameplay. So that moment is when I thought this game definitely deserves more attention than it's getting, because it's incredible. And I guess just working on what they can improve on is, obviously the game already looks good, so it's nice to see that it's getting that little patch to look even better, to run even better. So Requiem, I think it's only next gen, if I'm not mistaken.
That's what I saw as well.
Yeah, it's not coming to the past, to the current or previous gen consoles. So that's awesome to see. So they're going to be using a lot of that
cool
hardware. So this game just, what I want to see, Kyle, improve is the attention around it. That's what I'd want to see improve. Just more people paying attention to it.
That's fair.
So yeah, it's an extremely great game. I tweeted at Asobo, which makes the game, and not a lot of people tweet at them, so they were like, "Thanks for supporting, Gino," because no one talks to us, So they literally tweeted back at me. They were like, "Thanks for your support," and I'm like, "No, thank you." Like oh my gosh. They deserve it. They deserve
Here's
it.
something I didn't know. It is coming to the Switch via cloud.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. Interesting.
So, on a similar topic, do you think Asobo will be acquired by Xbox eventually? Where they've made Flight Sim,
yeah, they are,
and now they're making this. They have good history.
I looked at Asobo recently, and they've done a lot of stuff that I didn't know they did. So they could be acquired by Xbox, because they also made Recore, which was an Xbox exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
So they
even made the Pixar or the two Disney Connect games too.
Yes, they did. So
Disney
they have
Adventure
that
and Rush.
Yeah, they have that sort of, I guess, Housemarque Bluepoint relationship that PlayStation has with them. They have that with Microsoft. So I figure, Microsoft doing what they do, they will buy them eventually. But with what they're doing now, they also, like, they've done The Crew, which came to everything though. You were talking about Rush, a Disney Pixar adventure, and Disneyland Adventures, and then they also did Zoo Tycoon. Just a collection of games that they've done, just that I was surprised to know that they did.
Wow, so they worked on several Disney games.
They made Quantum Break as well. They made
Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
Wait, Quantum Break. They must have helped out with that, because that was
yeah.
they
some
helped
of these
out.
they must have just helped out on. Or
yeah, by Remedy. That was
or,
by Remedy, but they were a part of it. They helped with. Yeah, that's my mistake. But yeah, they have this catalog of games that they've worked on that's just very. It shows that they're very versatile. And then making a game like a Plague Tale, and then Microsoft Flight Simulator, and then a Plague Tale. It's just so weird, but it's so cool. So they deserve all the praise that they get, and I hope more people pay attention to them. So I think that's enough for a Plague Tale Requiem. I think I gave it a good amount of time, because nobody else.
Finally, he's done talking. Jeez,
literally,
God.
everybody else has been like, yeah, a Plague Tale Requiem that was announced at the conference. Winter Never Ends.
I think it combined with the Series X and S upgrade, is gonna garner more interest in it.
I would hope so. I would hope so. Up next, Winter Never Ends and Foam Punches Shredders. Shredders, Mick, you said you were excited for this.
Yeah, it
What
just
do
seems
you
like
think?
a fun. If it seems like a fun tactical snowboarding game,
Mm-hmm.
and I like those dumb fun, just going down the slopes, doing tricks, seeing what I can pull off, type of games.
Mm-hmm. I am excited for Riders Republic.
Same
Why
here.
should I be excited for this? That's what I want. That's what I'm thinking of it. Like, it's not
Riders
anything
Republic-
against it, but like, why should I be excited for this?
Riders Republic is a jack of all trades. This is the master of one.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll definitely find more
There you
fun
go,
in
yeah.
Riders Republic because there's a lot more to do. But I think Shredders does still seem like a fun. I just want to snowboard, and I want to have a fun snowboarding game that feels right. And this looks like that type of game.
Yeah.
More
Yeah,
So
focused.
it's just different. It's different audiences, really.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And this is coming out in December. I believe Riders Republic is
Mhm.
also coming out in December. Or no?
No,
That was
I think
September.
Riders Republic is earlier.
Yeah, that's September. No, September 1st, I think. September 1st for Riders Republic. So, okay, so yeah. No, I had thought like, oh, they're both coming out in December, but no.
September 2nd.
Okay. September 2nd?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So there we go. Shredders. Ignacio, Kyle, any excitement for Shredders?
Nah.
You want to shred down the slopes?
I've never been much into snowboarding games. I think
What
I
about-
would much rather have a Riders Republic than a Shredders.
Cool.
There's
Yeah, I feel like people
Teenage
might-
Mutant
might-
Ninja Turtles in here, so
I feel like people might compare them, but how Mick's saying, I don't think people should. Because I fell in that camp where I was just comparing them. I was like, why Shredders? If
I
we have
never
Riders
do
Republic?
that. People shouldn't do that.
I did that. You shouldn't do it. Up next, a game that a lot of people thought was really, truly incredible. It looked awesome. I think it looks freaking awesome. I think it looks freaking
Yeah.
great. Replaced. This is a game by Sad Cat Studios. And this looks like, well, what does it look like, Kyle? What does it look like? What is it to you?
it's like a pixel art 2D side-scrolling cyberpunk-looking game, but it has this interesting look to the pixel art that makes it have this depth, that has this kind of, it's not that 2D HD that Octopath had, but there is this like depth to what is going on there, and it looked like it had great art. It looked like there was some great action to the game, and the story looked mysterious and intriguing. So it was just like, ooh, what is this? I want to know more.
Yeah, I think this looks great. I think it looked cool. I'm liking the love for, because we're getting a lot of these games now, or at least these 2D, it could be roguelike or not.
Yeah.
But we're getting a lot of these, and they're sort of looking better and better and better each time we get
This
them.
looks incredible.
Yeah,
Like,
It
it,
really
awesome.
does, yeah.
it is kind of pixel art, but if you are not paying attention, it isn't pixel art. It feels more realistic. It kind of like
It's just very
4K
detailed.
pixel art.
Pixel art.
Very
yeah,
detailed,
it's not
but
the
it is
16-bit, 8-bit stuff. It's very,
Yeah.
very detailed pixel
Like
art.
4K pixel art.
Yeah, I need to check my
Let's find
dog.
that
I'll be right
there.
back. But keep talking.
You're good. You're good. Yeah, this one I'm definitely enjoying the vibe of it. Definitely enjoying the vibe of it. It looks so. I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, man, you're right, Ignacio. It's like if you a glimpse of it, it doesn't look like pixel art. Because it has this sort of 3D-ish.
Yeah.
Like it's you're
I was
seeing
saying,
like
yeah.
the street. You're seeing the street over here, and it goes from the street to the sidewalk, and then, oh my god, yeah, no, this looks great. This looks
It's
like
in a lot
looking
of
at it
people's
live.
radar of like, ooh, what is this?
Yeah, it is.
So,
It looks
Yeah,
awesome.
excited.
What
I
I,
feel
like
like I
about
did-
this,
Go ahead.
no, what I
Mhm,
like about
please.
this one, or what we're seeing, is that one of the problems that I've had with all of these 2D kind of like roguelike games, that kind of this style, is that they feel static or that they do not do anything interesting. But with this one, it looks like this environment looks very dynamic. The movement looks very dynamic, and I think that helps it stand out way more.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah, this looks this. I just looked at. I feel like I didn't look at the trailer the first time because I'm looking at it now and I'm actually absolutely blown away. I think
And
like the first time I did.
where is it coming?
I don't know. You tell me.
Epic Games and Steam. Exactly.
Wow. And then will arrive sometime in 2022 on Game Pass. Game Pass, my friends. Doesn't it just
Are they
make your mouth
paying
water?
you? Do you want
What?
them to pay
I was gonna
you?
say, what was that sound?
Makes your mouth water, huh? Game Pass. I freaking love it.
And how much are they
man.
paying?
PlayStation, dude. Why wasn't the PlayStation at this conference, guys? Why wasn't PlayStation here, man?
Because it was an Xbox. God,
Let's just
that's why.
let's just talk about it. Let's talk
Why
about
wasn't
Omega is
Ratchet
gone.
on the Xbox conference? Huh?
Let's just.
Those are
Why
the
didn't they
requisites.
give us Ghostwire Tokyo? Why didn't they give us Deathloop? Why weren't they like, here's Ghostwire Tokyo coming exclusively to PlayStation and the Microsoft conference? Oh, and we also
Anyways.
heard that Deathloop. I think we heard that Deathloop is only staying on PlayStation, right? Is this something that we've
I don't
heard?
remember.
So this
I
is-
doubt it.
No. Let's look it
I'm-
up. Let's do live
Really?
here. Looking up the news. Oh, wait,
As
hold
far as
on.
I know, it is a timed exclusive.
Hold on, I got rid of one of the links.
If
here.
it is exclusive to PlayStation permanently, it would be insane.
Deathloop staying on PlayStation. I'm just looking that up on Google. Arcane Studios' upcoming will remain a PS5 exclusive despite Microsoft acquisition of Bethesda. So, and it's staying
What?
on there. Yeah, it's staying on there.
What?
So there you go.
I
Live
think that's
news.
the deal they worked out. Who knows?
What?
Live news. Like Ghostwire Tokyo will eventually. It's like that one's timed exclusive, but Deathloop is going to stay.
There you
That's
go. You learn something
insane.
new every day.
There you go. There you
So,
go.
wait, is it going to when you turn on the game? Is Microsoft Studios the Microsoft Studios logo would be there?
No,
It must, since the
for
Microsoft owns them.
Deathloop.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah.
I mean, that's an iffy one. That could go either way.
That's insane.
But I don't know. Oh
I
well.
don't know.
Let's move on.
see.
Yeah.
Let's move on to retro-inspired shooter Atomic Heart. Atomic Heart got a new trailer, my friend. So we saw this game quite a while ago.
Mhm.
And it had that sort of Fallout vibe, to me. It had that
Yep.
50s kind of vibe. It was
Yeah.
very weird, very scary looking to me. But we got another
There's-
trailer here with no release date. So what
There's
are
a
we
lot of
thinking?
people that are really excited about this game, and I guess I don't know why. Like I haven't been hooked yet because it does look a lot like Fallout. I've heard people mentioning it's maybe has some BioShock type
Yeah, it
of
has
stuff
BioShock
in there
vibes as well. Yeah.
too,
Mhm.
and all of that stuff sounds great to me, but it hasn't done anything to really stand out for me yet. So
Mhm,
I
mhm.
guess I want to know why people are excited for this one or to see more.
I think that it looks cool. I saw it someday randomly. It popped up on Facebook, the video, and I'm super excited because it looks, like you said, it looks kind of Fallout, but it looks even crazier the more they keep looking at it.
Yeah, it
It
looks
gets crazier and
intense.
crazier.
It looks pretty wild, yeah. I think it looks scary at times. The first trailer that we saw when they first announced it looked like a horror game to me. But with this new trailer, it looked more like BioShock Infinite, right? It looked
Mm.
more like that kind of vibe. It gave me that, the light, more sunlight. Obviously, I equate darkness to scary games. So this one had a lot of sun in it, so it didn't look as horror as a game would, but it definitely looked weird. It looked weird. So I understand why people are hyped around it because it does look freaking wild. So, but we've just gotten trailers on this game. We haven't gotten much.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten much out of a release date or a year or anything. So there we go. But it is coming to Game Pass apparently. So there we have it.
By the way, Gino,
Yes.
I think that you might have misread the news article that you read, or misinterpreted it.
What, Atomic
The
Heart?
news, For Deathloop, not this one.
Oh,
For Deathloop.
Deathloop. Okay.
The news isn't that it is staying as a PlayStation exclusive permanently. It is that Microsoft will honor the time exclusivity. It isn't that it will not come to Xbox.
Are you hearing me type? Are you hearing me type?
So, I have 2 articles here.
Anyways.
Okay. Let's look at Mick's background real quick. Look at how for video.
We don't need to look at Mick's
sorry.
background.
But like he has some really cool statues there. He's got the Chris Redfield, Noctis, Ellie, and then I could make out Cloud.
Phantom
I think
Thieves mask.
I can make Cloud at the bottom.
I think he does on the Cloud.
God of War, yeah, Cloud is at the bottom there, and you have God of War. Really cool, really cool. Next up we got The Ascent. The Ascent. Kyle, what game is this?
This is a like isometric Diablo cyberpunk style thing. Looks like it's mixed with The Raid, if you've seen that movie, where there's like a giant building or something that you're like infiltrating or defending, or I don't know what exactly. But yeah. Looter shooter kind of thing, isometric view, and it looks really neat.
Mm-hmm.
I if I'm not mistaken, I believe it's also a Microsoft exclusive. I don't remember.
Let me see. I'm
exactly.
looking at this now. This was at the Ubisoft. Oh no, wait.
No,
it wasn't
Maybe
at
it's
Ubisoft.
not, but
Oh yeah, it is. I don't know. I just read that after Ubisoft E3 stream.
This is coming out on July 29th, by the way. July 29th to Game Pass. So just a month out, which is pretty exciting. I love me some looter shooters, man. I love loot. I love getting loot, changing my armor, changing my weapons, looking different than my friends.
it's a neat because like Diablo is so popular, and a lot of the clones of those games try to look the same, and we barely get stuff that looks different. So here we are. It's the same style, but it's like, hey, we're gonna make this in like a futuristic sci-fi cyberpunk thing. So I'm happy that starting to get some new looks.
Yeah, 100%. Very nice, very nice. So that is coming, like I said, July 29th on Game Pass. And then we move to another big surprise that a lot of people didn't expect. Outer Worlds
I heard you
2.
talking about my collectibles.
About your
We didn't
background?
mention the best one.
Thievius Raccoonus. Oh.
Wait, what?
Can you open this? Is this an actual book?
It's both. It's from Etsy.
That's cool,
it
actually.
is.
Yeah, it's really nice. Sly Cooper book there. So we are now. Well, you've been hearing us this entire time, Mick. We could have.
I have.
Good thing we didn't say anything.
What do you
bad.
think about the Deathloop thing?
The which one?
The Deathloop discussion we were having?
Deathloop exclusivity.
Oh, it was great. I think they both are coming to Xbox eventually.
Yeah, Gino misinterpreted the news article.
I don't know, man.
I can see how.
The article does say it will remain a PlayStation exclusive, but if you keep reading, it says that Microsoft will honor the time exclusivity to you.
Yeah, those platform exclusive games from third parties rarely stay platform exclusive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay, so then I'm wrong. I apologize. Outer Worlds 2 is happening, my friends. And this was, I remember the trailer. The trailer was actually very funny. I like that they were very honest with, we're working on this. And they literally said all they have is a title. That's all they have. And that's what the trailer said. And that's what we got. And we're getting Outer Worlds 2.
Wasn't this the one that was like, the trailer begins with a shot that looks like this, and then it had a shot that looked like that, and then we zoom in on this, and it just like he narrates what a like stereotypical game trailer would be, because it's like they don't really have anything, so it's just here's some like generic stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, all we have is a title.
Yeah.
Which is fine for most people. It's in development.
It is in development. That's all we know. Obsidian really knows what they're doing. I think they know. They announced this just for the hype. But
this isn't going to come out until after their other game in development.
Oh yeah, Avowed. So yeah, they know that they were announcing just what was it? What'd you say, Kyle?
It was not here. We didn't get to see.
It was not. Actually, it wasn't.
I'm saying like this is not going to come out until after Avowed, and now it feels like Bethesda will be making the fantasy game Elder Scrolls 6 after Avowed comes out. So we'll get a nice pace of, okay, you like the fantasy RPGs? Cool. Here's one every 2 to 3 years now. Instead of you have to wait every 5 to 6, even 8 years for a high fantasy big RPG. And that's nice that they have this nice little switch off now on Xbox. They each serve their own purpose, and then we can have people. It's going to be serving more people.
Yeah.
With the announcement of Outer Worlds 2, do we feel like Obsidian is Microsoft's big studio, like Insomniac with PlayStation now?
Not going with Bethesda.
No. I think that the Insomniac of Xbox is Playground Games.
I would say Arcane, but that's just me.
Arcane, maybe. I feel like the way that they make Forza Horizon, it's the most polished exclusive.
Sure.
It's the game that keeps on iterating, that they don't miss.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about Forza in a tiny bit, but I am so confident in Playground Games' abilities with Fable based off of what they do with Horizon.
Yeah. Which we didn't
and
see
people
either.
sleep on Playground.
Yeah, we did not see Fable, which I was a little sad about, but I guess we'll see it in time and when the time is right. So that game's still a way out. So I'm excited to see more Fable. I love Fable so much. So Outer Worlds 2 is happening. We know nothing else about it. Next up, Microsoft Flight Simulator coming to Xbox Series X and S on July 27th. And there's a Top Gun crossover as well.
Another match made in heaven.
Yeah.
How you feeling about that, Mick? You played Flight Simulator a lot?
Mm-hmm. Actually, I have a flight stick behind me.
Oh shit!
Right there.
Ah,
right there. Yeah.
Wow.
That my fiance's dad gave me, and just because of that, I played Flight Sim a lot on PC, and it's a lot of fun. It's so technologically advanced for a game that how beautiful the world is in Flight Sim, it's a technological marvel, and I'm interested to see how they translate that to the console.
Yeah, it's really crazy. Yeah,
the amount of data that is streamed to make Flight Sim run well is absolutely insane. They have petabytes of data that they access of real-time map stats like weather patterns, the changes in location, satellite data, that all gets pushed into one game. But
it's wild.
If a console can do it, the Series X and S can. With
wasn't it supposed to come out on the one?
No, they never said it was going to come out on the one.
Shout out to Asobo. Still,
Asobo continued doing amazing work, and also Flight Sim also again flying under the radar like other games like Sea of Thieves.
Yeah.
They continue to put out new updates for it because at first when the game launched, they just had renders from the satellite imaging to make the game, and then they went back. They first modeled, I think, 30 big airports to make them look ultra realistic. But then they went back in and went to whole countries and continents and regions to make them look real.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And that they've been doing that. They did Japan. I know they did Brazil. They did the US, England, and they just keep doing it. And this is going to surprise a lot of people when they play it on Xbox.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
Asobo did say that it will run at 30 frames per second.
Yeah, it is.
So
you do need it does require a lot of power.
Yeah.
As far as I know. But yeah, I
think people are sorry, go ahead. Ignacio?
No, I was gonna say I was gonna play it at one point since I had Game Pass and I wanted to try it out because of the thing that you were saying about the airports. But man, that's a very heavy game. It has
Yeah.
a lot of gigabytes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's huge.
Oh yeah, if you have a data plan, do not play this game. You will run out so quickly.
Oh man. And Top Gun Maverick, is it free? A free expansion coming in the game.
Yep.
On
I wonder,
November
are they
19th.
gonna? Is it just the flying? It's kind of like a skin, or will you be able to shoot stuff? That's one.
I don't think you'll shoot stuff, but I do think they do have like a kind of like a story thing, and I bet it's just gonna be you learning how to take off from an aircraft carrier on it.
Mhm.
Because the only story elements are landing and takeoff challenges, as well as an instructor teaching you how to fly.
Yeah.
I think that might be the only little bit they add, but it's adding jets, which is
They
the
gotta
big
put
thing.
the music. They gotta put the music in it.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Oh
Amazing.
man, they gotta have a danger zone.
Yeah. Or yeah, that. So there we go. Microsoft Flight Simulator coming to the Xbox consoles on July 27th. A Top Gun crossover coming out in November. Next
no.
up, Forza Horizon 5
Yes.
was announced.
Yes.
Freaking incredible. This game looks so awesome, dude.
Again,
Apparently this
it
was
looks-
people are
game
sleeping
of
on
the
playground
show.
games. Yeah.
It
It's-
made me download Forza Horizon 4 to go back and play that
Good.
again.
Good.
Yeah.
It's such a good game.
Yeah, it is. It is. This was great. I love that when they showcased the trailer. They showcased like it's funny because they showed two cars, the main two cars of the trailer that were cars that I had recently seen in my actual life and fell in love with. The freaking what is it? The Land Rover Defender and the Ford Bronco. Two cars that I was like, damn, I would love to have those cars. And then they show them in this trailer, and man, it's just so incredible the way this game looks, man.
What
It really is. You're right, Mick.
what really impressed me too was they were talking about how it was the showcase they had the next day, because they had a separate Forza Horizon showcase that went into detail about how they made the game and what is going to be featured in it, which Eliminator is back. The Forza Horizon Battle Royale mode
Oh wow.
is back, which is really exciting because that's a lot of fun. And they were saying that they were in Mexico just taking footage, and what they were showing looked like the footage that they were talking about. And then the cars drove by, and it went right to the car's perspective, and it was mind blowing.
Because it
Yeah.
was in game.
Oh, this looks so good.
That's crazy. That's crazy. We're excited for this, Kyle Ignacio?
Not as much, but
Yeah.
yes.
I think I'll try it out because it does, at least for the technical spectacle of it. I might try it out. I tried out Horizon 4 and it wasn't for me, so I don't see myself staying with Horizon 5. But I at least try it out for the spectacle of it.
Just these cars look so real, and I don't own them in real life. So it's like, like, let me at least know what it feels like to drive this car. If it's at least in the game,
And the thing is, if it looks this good in Horizon 5, this is a cross-gen game. I cannot wait to see Forza Motorsport next year or in 2023 when they have finished revamping the engine. They were creating a brand new engine for the next Motorsport game to make it another living game for Xbox.
To
And
see
that
Fable in
that too.
because they're
Fable as well.
building Fable in
Fable with
this
this
thing.
engine?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah, just again, seeing how beautiful this world is just makes you so much more excited for Fable.
Oh my god, yeah. Oh
Absolutely.
god, Fable's gonna be freaking incredible. When do we think we're gonna see Fable? When do we think we're gonna see Fable? Realistically, what year will Fable come out?
2024 at least.
2023.
I think 2023.
Because
I
they have
think-
two teams. It's not one team at Playground. They have two. They made a whole team just for RPGs now.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
That's been around since 2019.
Yeah, so
2018, so that's gonna
I
be-
assume they started with Fable. Like
Yeah.
they made it to start Fable, so I think we're
Jeff
gonna see
Gripp
that
said
game
that
next
Fable is going to be aiming for 2023.
year. Okay. That guy knows what
That
he's
makes sense to
talking
me.
about sometimes. So there we go. Forza Horizon 5 looks freaking awesome. Coming to Game Pass on November 9th. November 9th. So we got a release date for that as well. Good amount of release dates that we got for most of these conferences. The last one we have on the list here, and two other things we can mention. We have Redfall, which you said, Kyle, is from Arcane, which you think is their Insomniac. So how do you feel about Redfall?
I think Arcane is on their way to being one of those names that like, oh shit, a new game from Arcane. Like there are a lot of people who already think that, right? But I feel like they still have yet to hit that one that everyone is just like, holy shit, this game was amazing. Go play Prey. That game was great. But yeah, Redfall looks really, really cool. A bunch of vampires. We still don't know exactly what it is yet. It does look like there's going to be some co-op stuff to it. It looks like it's going to be open world. It may be some Back 4 Blood style stuff in there, but I don't know. But it looked beautiful.
They came out after and said that it's not going to be like Left 4 Dead, Back 4 Blood. It is going to be an open world game, but I could see it being more of a Far Cry style game of 1 to 4 players. Just you having dumb fun in this world full of vampires with these crazy weapons and these crazy abilities. Doing what Arcane does best.
I'm so excited. They make such good games.
They do. That trailer looked great. So we got a cinematic.
I do gotta admit that I'm an Arcane fan, just like you, Kyle. And I gotta say, it does break my heart in two ways. One, it is a Xbox exclusive game. I love Arcane, so that kind of breaks my heart as a Sony fanboy. But the other one is that, to me, seeing the reveal, it didn't feel Arcane to me, and that's the second part where it breaks my heart. It looked like the type of game that I do not really play, which is kind of like the co-op where four people, each one has their own specialty. It's co-op, and we'll go into missions in this one area, and that's not what I expect from Arcane, and also that's not the type of game that I play. So they broke my heart twice.
I'm still hoping that they have that Arcane spin on the whole thing, and that there is this like they do a great job of it, like building out their worlds and being able to explore it and read all this different lore and stuff like that. So I'm looking forward to that stuff.
I like vampires, like from Vampire Diaries. Xbox Design Lab is back, my friends. This was shown at the Xbox Extended Showcase, and a lot of people started doing their designs. Mick, did you make one?
I already ordered one.
You already ordered one?
It's on the way.
So nice. you would know more than I do. Is the Xbox Series controller different from the One controller?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I actually have a Series controller right here. So, the first big thing is it has
the D-pad. Well,
the D-pad is also the D-pad was the 4D D-pad on the One.
Yeah.
By default, but then they made it omnidirectional here.
Yeah. See, the D-pad's
and then they added the share button, which is different from the share button on the PlayStation 1, because you tap it, it takes a screenshot. You hold it, it records the last 30 seconds for you and automatically uploads to your app on your phone.
Cool.
Which is an amazing feature, especially when you're trying to get footage for a game or something crazy happens. You just hold the button down
that button.
while you're playing, and boom, it's done.
That's awesome.
And then the last thing is on the back, actually have a different battery pack, rechargeable. It has
that's third one.
Yeah. On the back, it actually has some grooves for different feel.
The back of the right controller is white?
Yeah, on the back.
Oh, that's interesting. I
See,
didn't
it
know
has
that was
little
all red.
bumps.
Yeah,
Just little
I don't know
bumps
if it's
on it.
really
Yeah,
showing
texture.
up exactly, but yeah.
Yeah,
oh,
it's
yeah,
textured,
yeah,
the
that
triggers right there.
This
Yeah,
one's
it's smooth there, and then it has more weight to it too. It feels
yeah, that
heavier.
one's more smooth. Yeah,
So
the
it's
Xbox
not as much
controller's always
weight
been
as
nice.
it doesn't have as much weight as a Pro controller or the Elite controller, but it still has enough weight to it that makes it feel nicer in your hands.
right.
That's cool.
Got
Cool. I'm gonna make one eventually. I just need to get a Series X or S.
yeah.
So.
I was gonna ask, do you have a series console?
I'm gonna order a controller first and then hope that I get one.
You can use it on PC. That's why I have
too.
that controller.
Yeah,
that too.
Good.
Okay, so you wanted to put this in, Kyle, but we could all talk about it. Everwild did not show up anywhere here because they are changing course entirely. So
Yeah.
who's got more info on this?
Well, that was this is one of the games I think everyone was excited to see at this conference that was not there. And I guess a while back, the creative director had left. I didn't know that or didn't realize that. But yeah, after the conference, they mentioned, yeah, you didn't see this game because creative director had left. So we pivoted how we're making this game. So they're essentially starting from scratch is what I understand. So
Yeah. So we're not going to see Everwild for a very long time. And it'll probably be entirely different from what we originally saw. So
We didn't see anything before.
Yeah.
And they didn't even know what it was before. So
right.
it was just like glowy animals and stuff. It was just
Whatever we saw. Okay. So that's all we got for the Microsoft conference. Very big conference, very incredible conference.
We put a lot of hard work into the shows that we make, and yes, we make multiple different shows here at the Whatnauts, and we'd love it if you would check them all out. You can find out more information on our website at thewhatnauts.com, as well as your favorite podcasting platform of choice. When you type in the Whatnauts, all of our shows will pop up right there. Just don't forget to give us a nice rating and review if you like the shows. If you want to support what we do here at The Whatnauts, patreon.com/The Whatnauts is the best place to do that. You can support us for as little as $1 a month. You can get all kinds of exclusive content at the $3 tier. You can also get a shout out and thank you on all of our shows at the $5 tier. You can support us on Twitch by subscribing to our channel at twitch.tv/The Whatnauts. And we would love to have you all join us for our live streams and talk with us in the chat. And lastly, we have merch. If you want to grab yourself a shirt or a sweatshirt or a mug or something else, go to thewhatnauts.com/store to pick up some merch today.
E3 did not need to be saved because it was already freaking awesome. But next up, a conference that was near and dear to my heart, my friends, as you know. As Mick knows, as he's interacted with me, I am a very intense Final Fantasy 14 online player. We didn't see that here. I would have liked to
see
probably...
any Final Fantasy.
we saw a quick trailer for 14 here.
Oh, wait, we got Origin.
They
I
showed
would
a
have
quick
liked...
thing about Endwalker.
Yeah, they did. I would have liked to see, because there's still stuff that they do need to show for Endwalker. So it would have been nice if they showed up a little bit.
They did their own thing, though.
Yeah, they did their own fan fest, which was my E3, where it was the big blowout where they announced a lot of stuff. But I figured maybe they'll have some sort of presence here, but I guess not. They'll do something closer to. Well, they did announce something closer to the release date of Endwalker. But the Square Enix showcase, general thoughts for me, I thought it was exactly what I expected. Some surprises for different games. Didn't think they would be a certain way. But Guardians, which was one of the first things announced, I did not expect that. And it was nice to see some rumored stuff that people were rumbling about being actually shown now. I wasn't disappointed or angry about the conference. I enjoyed it for what it was. If I didn't like something, I just didn't like it. If I enjoyed something, I enjoyed it. So plain and simple, that's all it was. General thoughts, make on Square Enix?
The production value was very nice. And it was still not bad. Not bad.
No.
They showed off
It
new
was
games
fine.
that seemed interesting. It just wasn't their best showing.
Mhm.
Some
Yeah.
weird announcements like that Pixel collection for Final Fantasy that is just coming out on mobile. Why
And
not
Steam.
release it on the
And Steam.
Switch?
It is on Steam too.
Yeah, and Steam.
Yeah, mobile and
But,
Steam, but they've had those games on mobile and Steam before. Release it on the Switch.
Yeah,
Please.
release it on console.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a weird decision. I don't know why
Yeah.
they.
Did you guys watch Rocco from Mega 64? His reaction to the announcement?
Amazing.
It's great.
Oh
and
yeah,
it's even better
whatever.
what Twitch did with that reaction. How
Yeah.
they
I'll
just
have to go
cut out
watch it.
the last part.
Yeah, that's funny.
Uh,
They just cut out the last part. That's great. That's funny. General thoughts, Ignacio, Allen. If you guys just want to just real quick, like go through.
Whoa,
Good or
whoa,
bad?
I think that they-
whoa. Alan is recording the show here. He's not even a part of this discussion.
Also,
No,
Alan
please.
didn't like it. But
Oh, did I say Allen?
yeah, he said Alan.
Kyle, Ignacio. Yeah. Go ahead. Yes or no? Big,
do
big
you wanna
thumbs
go,
up,
Alan?
big thumbs down.
Oh God, Ignacio, not you too.
He's not
Uh,
here.
yeah, it was fine. Nothing to write home about. The Guardians of the Galaxy thing was the biggest surprise for me, which I know we'll talk about in just a sec. So yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
yeah,
What
to
about
me,
you?
Guardians was the highlight of it. But I still think that there are a lot of things that I would have liked for them to show here. Especially, I would have loved to see the Final Fantasy VII game that compiles all the 7 games on it.
Yeah.
I wish we could
Oh
have
yeah,
had
yeah.
anything more of it.
Mm-hmm.
We saw a little bit of the Battle Royale one, but we didn't see.
Yeah,
that
we got
one.
that one, but is anyone
mobile.
really interested on that one?
I guess.
That I would have wished we would have seen
That's-
more Final Fantasy 16. Something
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts has to come out
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, Guardians, I loved it. It was I know a lot of people there was a lot of rumbling going around for a Guardians of the Galaxy game, but I wasn't really expecting to see it here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just go into Guardians already. So when it opened up with I had heard, but I had forgot that I had heard that Square Enix was making a Guardians of the Galaxy game. So that I guess
Man,
that was
I had
like
no
the
idea.
yeah, I guess that was the best mindset. And you
I
too,
think it was a
Kyle, is
rumor.
probably
It wasn't.
I guess that was probably the best mind to go into it, not knowing at all that there was gonna be a Guardians game. And then seeing it, I was like, holy shit, this is freaking cool. And then it was like, oh, but is it gonna be like Avengers? But it was like, no, it didn't. They immediately showed that no, this is a story game. You're playing just as Star-Lord, and this is just it's strictly story game. You make your own decisions,
No
your choices,
multiplayer,
all
no
that
loot
stuff.
boxes. Yeah.
No multiplayer, no anything. So I was like, this is freaking
Decisions,
awesome.
which was a big surprise for me.
But I was hyped when I first saw it, and then they went on and on, and they went on, and they went on.
The
And I was
story
like-
of
I was like,
Yeah.
okay, all right, well,
Yeah.
so,
It was
yeah.
such a big surprise that I was just like, oh shit, this is a Guardians of the Galaxy game. This is sweet. I had no idea that they were making this. And
Yeah.
and then it was like the gameplay is going on. They're showing it, which was neat. I was glad that they showed some of it. But the combat did seem a little bit stiff, maybe a little bit slow. Didn't really explain it all that well exactly. And I thought the dialogue was actually very dry. Of just like, this just kind of seems
interesting.
boring. Like I know they got Dan Abnett to help write the game. He writes a bunch of the comics, so I know he knows how to write these characters and stuff like that. So I'm confident it will be fine, right? But it was just like, this is starting to be slow. And then they announced the release date. I was just like, oh, what?
Yeah.
Out this year? Holy shit! Like,
Yeah.
what is going on? Like, how did we not know anything about this game? And then they're just like, bam, here it is.
yeah, I thought it was awesome. I think it would have hit just as well if they did that first trailer that they did with just a little bit like that gameplay trailer with the release date, and then move on to the next one. I think the entire gameplay showcase probably could have been somewhere else, but it dragged. That's where I felt like
It really did. Yeah.
Like I'm really excited. I'm excited for this game. This game looks awesome, but you don't need to show me all of this.
But I don't know. I think that what they showed, the gameplay that they showed, helped showing the good things that they are doing with it. I really love how they are implementing music into it, because music is now such a big thing with the Guardians. And if you saw the non-DMCA friendly version of it,
the worst way to watch it.
Yeah, the worst way to watch it, you would have seen or heard that they had music like Bad Reputation or Holding Out for a Hero.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that it isn't just generic music, which I think for the DMCA friendly version they had really good music for it. But I love that it isn't that, it is licensed music that goes very well with it. Yeah. And the other thing that I like from that is that I like their implementation of the choices, which isn't something that I was expecting. Like the choices does seem that it isn't just there as you can say this thing or this other thing, but it doesn't really matter. It does feel like there is more consequences to it. Like we saw when Drax wanted to throw Rocket, and you agree with that. It does pop up like saying like Rocket is now angry with you or something like that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, it does seem like it would have a bigger impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think the showing was necessary just so they could say that they aren't Avengers. That this is a lot more than you think it is. It's not just a fun, quirky road trip game. It is Guardians of the comics. You are Quill. You are making meaningful choices throughout this game.
The one thing that they did say about the choices in one of the like interview sections, I don't remember exactly if that was in the thing, is that this game, everyone will get the same ending, is what they said there. So
did they? I thought they said that it would change.
I heard that it did not. Like, you still make choices and stuff, and it will affect certain gameplay and stuff like that. But
I heard that there was gonna be meaningful choices.
Not to say that your choices won't be meaningful, but like I did hear, like at the very, very end of the game, this is the end.
There will be one ending. This game's radar, which sucks, but who knows how?
Yeah, I mean, I
find a way
wasn't
to bring everything back to zero.
Before seeing the decisions part, I wasn't expecting them to have multiple endings to it, and I think that at least it does add something to it, the decisions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So.
And it helps you have a relationship with those characters, right? I'm like, shit, I've been treating Rocket really badly, so maybe I'll be a little bit nicer to him.
It is the old The Walking Dead argument where everyone gets the same ending, but how you get there, like a coloring book, everyone colors it their own way.
Walking Dead gave different endings, didn't it?
Isn't that what Greg always says? I'm just saying what he says. I've never played.
No,
Greg
definitely got
always
different
says
endings.
No, isn't it Lee? I spotted. Isn't it Lee
those
always
things, yes,
becomes a zombie?
That always happens, yes. But like, what plays out after that changes.
Isn't it whether you kill him or not?
Interesting.
I think so.
Up next, so the next one I want to talk about, we'll talk about the last two here, or two more. Babylon's Fall. So we saw this game a while ago, and they showed it again here in an extended trailer with gameplay and all that stuff, and they spoke about it as well. This is going to be a live service game, which a lot of people were disappointed in, and sort of I kind of might be a little bit too. But they mentioned other things that I liked, saying you're going to be able to, you team up with your friends, you go into dungeons, you get loot and different kind. I freaking love loot, and I love changing the way my character looks and looking different for my friends and being like, oh, I got this, what'd you get, all that kind of stuff. So I like that idea of it. But I was expecting an entirely different game from Platinum, coming off of Nier. So, and to be honest with you, the combat also did look stiff compared to Nier Automata. It didn't look like that. It didn't look like how Nier was. It looked a little heavier. So, what do we think about this game? Anybody here interested in Babylon's Fall? No, not
I
you,
was
Ignacio.
until this.
You were till this.
Yeah.
So the live service put you off entirely.
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know what else to say beyond. Sorry, go ahead, Kyle.
I was just gonna kind of reiterate that sentiment of just like, yeah, I would have been fine like trying it out if it was like a platinum action game stuff. But yeah, when once they were like, it's gonna be a live service game, I was like, all right, well, not for me.
Because you know what the way I thought of it was Babylon's Fall looks very. When I saw both Babylon's Fall and Forspoken, which we didn't see here, it looked like they were kind of similar, these two games. So obviously they're being made by different people, but they're still under the Square Enix banner. So I thought they looked pretty similar. So I was like, how are people gonna be able to tell the difference between these two? And seeing this now, there will be unless Forspoken ends up being a live service game, which I don't think so. I think that's just a single player action adventure game. From the small trailer that we've seen, they are going to be entirely different. So it is a little disappointing that will be a live service. I'm interested to see the way that Platinum handles live service, especially with Square Enix coming off of Avengers being a live service game and that not doing too hot. I'm surprised that they're willing to try it again. But maybe there is something there that could surprise people still. So it just ends up when we'll see it. Again, there's no word on a release date. This is a PlayStation exclusive, right? And Steam, so it's on PC and PlayStation.
Yeah, PC PlayStation.
So I don't know. Yeah, it definitely was different from what we all thought it was going to be. So that's interesting that happened. And last up, a rumored game, which was a Final Fantasy sort of Dark Souls vibe kind of game, based off of the original Final Fantasy, or just in that world of the Final Fantasy 1. It was true, and this is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which had a trailer saying they used the word chaos for the entire trailer.
That was the thing that I was unclear on. Was he there to kill chaos or not?
No,
I just
absolutely not. It's just you weren't thinking deeply about it, Kyle. You have to read between the lines. But yeah, we saw a trailer that was a little cringy, weird, I don't know, vibes, and then they immediately released a demo for it, but the demo didn't work for like 2 days. It didn't work for like 2 days until recently.
Bio-corrupted,
And I got to hop into the demo once it started working.
Me too.
Same.
And I liked it. I liked the game.
Yeah, really?
I thought it was pretty fun to play, but then it showed me Dark Souls. And then I was like, okay, I don't play these games, so I can't play this. Ignacio, Mick, you guys jumped into it. What do you think, Ignacio? We'll start with you.
Yeah, I tried it out. Like you said, it does feel like a Dark Souls, but the problem that I had with it is that it feels like a PS3 game in a lot of ways. One, visually, they're using like the same color palette that you saw a lot on the PS3 era. But yeah, playing through it, I didn't like it. It felt like even the combat itself, it felt like an old game to me. So, yeah, not for me.
What about you, Mick?
For me, I feel like it has a lot of promise. Knowing that it's still coming out in 2022, it didn't feel like a demo that was, here's a taste of what you'll experience in a couple of weeks or a couple months. This is, here's what we have so far, give us feedback. Because the last year of development for a game is where the most changes happen. The most impact for a game happens. So it felt very raw, but was still fun. yes, the Dark Souls portion, like the final boss, was extremely tough, but it was still interesting because there were things I didn't expect to happen. There was a part where I was walking around this big open room with a lot of wolves below me, but I went up this one path and found a bomb sitting there. I killed the bomb and knocked it off the edge, and it killed the wolves. So it adds a little bit of complexity to it, and you can light the grass on fire with fire, killing things in the grass. You can damage things that way. The way you cast spells is interesting, and knowing the story of 1 and this feeling like the ending of 1, but it's going to be the prologue, makes me more intrigued. And yeah, Ignacio, you are right. It feels and looks like a PS3 game, but I feel like with at least an extra year of work onto it, they can change the lighting, they can change the tech, they can update the textures to make it look more crisp, do all these things to make it look and feel better. Sure. But in the end of the day, it feels like it has a lot of promise, and I'm excited for it.
Yeah. Did you beat the final boss, Mick?
No. I gave up.
Me too. Me too. I got to the final boss and I was like, my God,
Garland,
dude, I was like,
kicked my ass.
I really can't, like, I don't play these Souls games. I haven't played any of them. They're too hard for me. And then I was chugging along in the demo. I hadn't died, and I was like, "Oh, this is freaking awesome! Like, I could do this. What are they talking about, Souls game? You know?" And then I got to
Souls, man.
I got to the boss, and I was like, "Holy shit! That's what they're talking about." Okay, so this is hard. This is really hard.
So you didn't beat Chaos.
I did not beat Chaos. No, not today. Not today. But yeah, it definitely does look like one of those PS3-ish games. And I feel like the trailer definitely doesn't do it justice. First of all, the protagonist, don't like him. I have no interest in him. He looks like a regular guy that doesn't belong in this world at all. And I have no emotional connection to him at first impression. And in the trailer, he just has that regular button tee Henley with some jeans.
Which, once you replace the clothing, he looks way better.
Exactly. So that's what I was like. When you play the demo, you immediately are met with, you could change your gear because you get this loot. They give you a lot of loot in the demo, so you could see it. So you change your gear. You have different classes, which I thought was really cool. Based on the weapon that you're using, you change your class, and then you level that up and all that stuff. So it has that lifeblood of Final Fantasy that I really enjoy. And the gameplay is fun and enjoyable, but again, like I said, it's gonna be too hard. And I'm not one of those. I don't like to punish myself for, satisfaction. So, that's it. It looked great. That was the last thing that they announced at the Square Enix conference, right? That was the last surprise or whatever.
Yeah.
So that was that final reveal where the Warrior of Light, the white blonde guy from 7-Eleven, wants to kill Chaos.
Yeah.
And there you
it's
have
such a mismatch of a party, though.
Yeah.
And the party does nothing.
Oh yeah, no, they don't do anything. I think there was one point where I didn't see them for a while. I was like, all right, I guess
they just
I guess
pieced
I'm alone.
out.
Yeah. I guess I'm alone.
By the way, wasn't the rumor that it was gonna be a PlayStation exclusive?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it isn't.
But it isn't. No.
Yeah. Is it not?
Nope.
I don't believe it is. Yeah, I think they said that it was going to be for multiple consoles.
Yeah.
Or multi-platform. But that is all we'll talk about for the Square Enix conference.
Well, you guys don't want to talk about Avengers?
Absolutely not. The Black Panther's coming to Avengers. There you go. What else do you want? Free. It's free. Awesome. Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Probably hop back in. But that's it. We've seen it already before. Didn't they have a whole state of play on that? Or didn't they have a whole conference on that alone before, like a while ago?
I think they did.
They did.
An Avengers
Only
War Table?
That?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but they had their War Tables, yeah.
Yeah. No, like a Square Enix thing. Like they had a whole thing just for that Avengers thing a while ago. Anyway, whatever.
They had a Square Enix present not that long ago. I think April.
Yeah.
But
Wasn't that
also
for
they've
Avenger?
been having their world tables.
Oh. Anyway, that's it for Square Enix. And that is it for the conferences that we will be talking about here today. Everything else was pretty mid, to be honest with you. Pretty whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Disappointed that Bandai didn't have a conference per se. It was just a game.
I
And
don't
by
like
the-
that they do that. They like, oh, we have a conference and it's just one game. Like,
Well, it was, we have a conference, and then like the day before that, it was, hey, it is actually Bandai presents this game from the Features Anthology.
Hey,
wow.
at least they presented a game instead of having a panel discussion on something that didn't relate to game. Well, it does in a sense, and it was a good discussion, but still, just like
Great discussion. Not
no
for
one
you.
knew that 2K was gonna have this discussion on diversity. It's like, okay, well,
I think that one
it's
was
a good
also
discussion, but
not before it,
why?
not long before that they announced it.
Close us
Yeah.
out how you would close us out, Kyle.
All right, Mick. Once again, thank you for joining us back here on the
Thanks for having me.
show. Yeah,
It's great to be back.
indeed.
Yeah.
For sure. What are you excited for this next week? What are you hoping to play and dive into?
I'm actually gonna be out of town, but I'm hoping just to play Ender Lilies coming out on Tuesday, which is almost like
Okay.
a Souls-like 2D game. Amazing soundtrack. Where you
Cool,
play
cool,
as this
cool.
little priestess trying to cure the world using spirits of fallen warriors who were corrupted to help you out. I played the demo on Steam a while ago, and it was a lot of fun.
There you go.
Interesting. I haven't heard of this.
That and just more
Mhm.
Final Fantasy Integrate.
Yay.
Hell yeah.
So you haven't finished it.
No, I just actually started it today, and right before I got on here, I got the Grandmaster trophy
Cool.
for
Mm.
Condor.
Oh yeah, so you have gone through all four Condor.
Fort Condor
Yeah.
is great.
Which is, I wasn't expecting to get it into Fort Condor, to be honest.
It is so much fun.
Yeah, it
It
is.
is way better than the original Fort Condor, but yeah, it is fun.
Cool. Good stuff. Gino, what are you excited for this week to get into?
I am excited to got a lot of games to play, man. Excited to finish Ratchet. Excited to finish Intergrade. There's another one I'm forgetting. I just got Breath of the Wild, but apparently my Switch is gonna die soon, so I'm afraid. I hope it doesn't
Orange
die.
screen of death.
Yeah, I got that
Yeah.
orange screen of death, but apparently I just restarted it, but that's not a fix, so maybe it'll happen sometime soon. But I am excited now that we have seen more of Breath of the Wild 2. I'm excited to officially hop into the first one, which I have tried multiple times, but I've never beaten it.
God.
So I will go into that. Just freaking video games, man. Video games, you know?
Kyle,
New
whatever
games are
happened
cool.
to your breakthrough of Breath of the Wild?
I got to the first wild beast and then stopped.
Same, dude.
So I did the same thing when I originally bought the game. I put like 30, 40 hours in. I beat all the wild beasts, and it was like, okay, go fight Ganon. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go play Mario. And then I just stopped, and that was it. So
There you go.
Ignacio, what about you? What are you excited for this week?
So I finally finished the Trunks DLC. I finally finished Integrate. So now I finally got into Ratchet & Clank. So I'm gonna be playing
Yeah,
that.
Nice.
Ratchet & Clank is good. I beat that one this week, so good game.
Game of the year,
Good
game of the year.
indeed.
Game of the year?
I did, maybe, yeah, maybe, yeah. I don't know.
Baby.
Nice.
So this week I am excited to actually get into Final Fantasy Intermission, all that stuff, upgrade all my, I have to figure out how to do all of that stuff. But that's next on my list, so that is what I'm super excited for, and to get my butt kicked in that game because it's been forever since I played it. I forgot. how to
It's
do
hard,
It's
it.
like you're riding an old
Freaking
bike.
hard. It's hard.
It's like riding a bike.
Oh well.
It'll come back to
But
you.
yeah, that is what I am excited for this week. With that, Mick, where can they find you on the internet?
You can find me on Twitter at the Nano Biologist, on Twitch at the Nano Biologist, where I'm taking a kind of a hiatus because of work, and on TikTok at the Nano Biologist, where a lot of my gaming content is, or at Scientific Journal of Gaming on YouTube, where a lot of my shorts also go up on as well if you don't have a TikTok.
Cool. Good stuff. Gino,
That's
where
great.
can they find you?
You could find me on Twitter at Gino_Viteri, and you'll find everything else on there.
And Ignacio?
They can find me on Twitter at Ignacio Rojas B. That's IGNACIOROJASB.
Go if you guys want to find me. I'm at Yo Kyle Springer on Twitter. If you guys want to stay up to date with all of the stuff that we do here at the Whatnauts, we are at the Whatnauts on Twitter. So go like, share, subscribe. You guys know the deal with all of that. And this has been episode 76 or whatever it was of Crossplay. So we will see you all next time. Bye.
See ya.